Hi, I'm Chris from GoutHuntingGear.net. Today I'm going to show you an easy way how to clean a gun. Okay, first of all, as you can see, you're going to need a cleaning kit, and this one here, it's basically a hops product. So this consists of you have your lubricant oil, and then you have a solvent oil, and then you have your rod, and then you have your cleaning tissues. Now these patches here, I just bought them in bulk and they're bigger squares, just because it cuts down on cost a little bit. So these here are made for a shotgun, but if you cut them in squares, like here, just cut them in fours, you'll get a lot more out of them. So these here will fit in your rifle then. Okay, first of all we're going to start out, this one here is just a rifle, so I'm going to pull out my bolt action here. You always want to make sure your gun isn't loaded when you do this too. Some of if you haven't had them off in a while, it'll get kind of jammed in there. Okay. So once that's out of there, just lay this to the side for now. And it's going to be a little dirty, a little grease. Okay, first grab your rod, get the right end, make sure it fits in the barrel right here. You want it so it's nice and snug. So then first what you do is you put your tissue paper in there. Just pull it through. And then you're going to dip it in your solvent. And this stuff here it's got pretty high fumes in it, so you want to be in a well ventilated area when doing this. Basically, just want to get it wet, get your tissue wet, and you want to run it through the barrel of your gun. Watch out so you don't bang your scope on your gun too when you're doing this. Just run through your barrel, push it all the way through so it comes all the way up through the bottom there so you can see your tissue paper, and then pull it back through. And as you can tell, you can see how black it is. So what we're doing is we're getting it so the barrel is not that black inside. And you just put these to the side. Like I said, it's going to be pretty dirty, so. And then you're just going to keep on. Then once you run a wet one through, you're going to run a dry one through. And you just keep on going back and forth a couple different times. See, it's still pretty dirty inside, so now I'm going to do the exact same procedure. So just keep doing this back and forth until it comes clean. So now I'll put another wet one in there, put a dry tissue through here again, get it wet, and you're going to do the exact same procedure again. And like I said, you have to do this several times if you want your gun nice and clean. The cleaner your barrel is, the more efficient it's going to be for the next year's hunt. And the less chance of it is from rusting. See, she's pretty dirty. Okay, now, before, I was just showing you to go back and forth and go into your barrel and clean with your rod. In the meantime, I went through several rigs. As you can see here, I have several rigs here, and I'll show you. I run through one more time with a dry rag, so I want to make sure it's nice and dry before I put it away for the year. So no more moisture or rust will be in there. Okay. So now I will show you the difference of when I started. And as you can see, this is what it looked like when I started. This is what it looks like when I'm all done. See, right? There's a big difference. This is what it should look like when you're all done. Just a little bit. You're not going to get it perfect, but this is good. Okay, so now that is all done, what I like to do is take my barrel and look through a light or sunlight or something, I can look out with my barrel and you should see nothing in there. No specks of powder or nothing in there. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a lubricant oil and I'm going to put it on any kind of old rag, and I recommend you just throwing your rag away when done because this stuff is pretty potent and it leaves a pretty good smell behind, so just throw them in the garbage when you're done. I just put a little dab on there. Now all I'm going to do now is put this on my barrel, just like that. And this here is going to keep the rust from building up, and it's also getting off all the stuff from this year's hunt, because if you're like me, when you're hunting you go through cattails and it's snowing or it's raining, and it's very important to protect your gun and keep it nice and clean when you're all done when you store it. And one thing is, if you put it in a gun case when it's wet, it can rust, so like I said, you want to get nice and dry when you're done. And there. Okay. You want to kind of go through all the cracks and like so. I'm just doing a pretty fast rundown, but this here, if you do the whole process, should only take 20 minutes, 30 minutes tops when you clean your gun. Okay. Now I have a synthetic stock here too, but if you had a wood stock, you can do the whole wood stock and you can wipe it all down, and also brings a nice shine to it too, this stuff. Now the last thing I got left here is my bolt action, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm just going to apply a little bit right on you like so. I'll take that same rag and I'm just going to wipe it down and get off any excess stuff that shouldn't be on here. Like here's a piece of cattail and some sticks. So when you go hunting, you don't know what you're going to be in. So she's nice and shiny and nice and smooth, so it slides in there nice and easy. Once that's done, just put her back in there, line everything back up the way it's supposed to go in there. See how loose that is? Then once it is in place there, you have a little track in here. You can take just a little bit of oil and you can put it inside the track area. You might spill a little bit, but that's normal. Just wipe it off. Put a little bit on the ends. There, it's nice and smooth now, and all the parts are in there freely. There. Now pretty much this is ready to go and put away. I wiped off all the excess oil, or if you see anything, just wipe it off. And if you want, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to clean my scope, I'm going to clean my lenses, but you can find me in the next video for that one, so make sure you check that out. That's pretty much about it. Like I said, the biggest thing is make sure before you start that your gun is unloaded and that you're in a well ventilated area. That pretty much wraps it up. I hope that you come to my website at gothuntinggear.net. Here you can save up to 45% off on all hunting gear, and I hope to see you there. And like I said, I have other videos you can check out too. So thanks a lot.